Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Katamari Damacy, where we're gonna have a fun time opening up our presents, which I have found 2 of thus far, and I am going to wear Ducky. Okay, excellent. Let's go ahead and send it to our next level. I'll probably run it back and do those levels that I didn't get fabulous ranks on at some point if I feel so inclined, but let's go ahead and make it star 5. And bring back the king with his glorious voice and his terrible pronunciation of earthly languages. Oh, not the right voice.
Oh, Geodmidog. Have you ever been to the Netherlands? We stopped in the day before yesterday. We hope you can visit during the day's rolling, like that's possible. Oh, yes, almost forgot. Oh, yes, a royal present for the hard-working prince. That's what we were thinking, but it got swiped right off of us on Earth. Pickpocketed during the morning rush hour. Very well done, too. Must be around somewhere, so roll it up while you're at it. Sending things to Earth.
Oh, that was a little flat. Today you'll be rolling around. Oh, wait, what am I doing? My goodness. Bear with me, Kiwi. It is 2 a.m. in the morning, and I am tired, and also forgetting what I'm supposed to do.
Today you'll be rolling around the town. The Katamari should be, let's see, around a relaxed 1.5 meters. We can believe in you for 13 minutes in Earth time. But any longer than that, and even the king of all cosmos can't be expected to wait. Oh, we look forward to a nice Katamari, procrastinating prince.
Am I on a dog? I'm on a dog. Excellent. When I was a kid, I always wanted to ride on dogs and did not understand that animals needed to give consent just as much as anyone else if you tried to ride on them. But for context, I had a cousin that loved to give me piggyback rides that I saw frequently, so I was erroneously trained as a young kid. You know how kids love to make the wrong assumptions about everything in their environment. I didn't know any better. I just thought, like, it's normal for things to want to let you ride them because my dad would do it. My mom usually wouldn't, but mostly because she just wasn't as strong as the people around me. And I was at an age where I was old enough to be heavy and young enough to not really understand basic social cues. The classic childhood conundrum, yes? But okay, I need to bring something up before I forget. I did finally manage to figure out what that roller coaster tycoon, like, are these markers from Kirby Air Riders? Because these look like a stat-up shard from that game. I digress. Anyway, so the game that was roller coaster tycoon adjacent and that I played a heck ton on my PS2 back in the day was called Thrillville. And that's all I've got to say about it. That's about all I cared to look it up. I went to Google, I searched theme park management game, and I found it, and I was kind of impressed that I did find it because I didn't expect to. But yeah, I do remember spending a fair bit of time on that game, but I would not write it off as anything incredible or really worth anyone's individual time. It offered me the entertainment that I needed when I played it, and you know what? That's all I needed to do. That as a whole is kind of my relationship with the PlayStation series. I unfortunately just did not really get into PlayStation or Xbox games in very large capacity at all. And that was mostly just I was born and raised a Nintendo kid by myself. None of my neither my parents nor my sister nor my anyone other than friends were really into Nintendo games. But that was my friends alone, I guess, were really the Nintendo players, and more so just a neighbor who introduced me to the N64. I think he had Donkey Kong 64 is the first game that I was introduced to, and of course Pokemon Stadium, Kirby Crystal Shards. So I guess, you know what, this is a good segue because I've likely exhausted the majority of my playlist for the PlayStation, frankly, unless I want to ramble about Final Fantasy 13 and how much I actually really liked the game, even though a lot of people hated it. For me, it was my first ever Final Fantasy game, and to me that was enough to justify me liking it. But I understand where people came from. Final Fantasy had a history of being not quite open world, but certainly an emphasis on story and exploration and kind of exploring the world to some degree, having more agency than a linear hallway where the story kind of finds you, or where you find the story rather by obligation rather than passive osmosis, finding a thing to interact with, sort of enterprise, for lack of a better word. But for me, I don't really mind linear games as long as the story is compelling. I like the characters of the gameplay. And for me, Final Fantasy 13 had incredible graphics. I liked the characters. I liked the story. Like, looking back on it, I can objectively say that no, it's not the hallmark of incredible writing, but for what it gave me, I wholeheartedly enjoyed it, and I don't regret my time that I spent on it. I may regret my time having spent on 100%ing it. That is a different story, because that was definitely a lot of sanity lost, a lot of time sunk for... I mean, that's the nature of 100%ing any goal. God bless anyone who goes for the 100% on Donkey Kong 64, since we dropped the name on that. I have never had the experience, but I have heard tale of how demonstrably difficult that game is to 100% exclusively just because of the sheer time consumption. I appreciate that H-Bomber guy, someone who has become increasingly more popular on the interwebs, got his start from a like 10 or 12 hour long speedrun of the game. And yeah, the game does actually potentially take that long to speedrun. I haven't looked at leaderboards to know what it's like anymore, but our Katamari is as big as 11 cutting boards.
Only 45 centimeters. You can make it bigger than that.
You bet I can. Oh, we've got the whole town to explore. Cool.
There's a way through here.
I guess we're gonna go that way. I don't know if this is like in Katamari Damacy Reroll or Katamari Reroll, where it's kind of just best to go down the way you've unlocked almost immediately. But we're gonna go find out, because I mean, we set the precedent early and we grow from it if it is incorrect. I'm just gonna grab these couple things because they look big enough for me to grab, and not your toes. I don't want your toes. Your toes are too big. Let's not talk about that phrase ever again. All right. Whoa. Okay. Oh. Oh gosh. Rolling around at the speed of sound, got places to... Sorry, there was a very City Escape vibe to that entry into this level. Give me the watermelons, give me the watermelons. How do I got one. I did get one watermelon, but the rest were very resistant to becoming part of the Katamari. Oh, I love collecting stacks and just seeing the size of my Katamari just double. I'm gonna say this is probably the first song in the soundtrack of Katamari Damacy where I'm not outright jamming. And I was absolutely vibing to the level select screen before I started recording, mind you. That guy's having a great time in the wheelbarrow. Anyway, so I was going to talk about N64 games after going on an unreasonable number of tangents. Or maybe a very reasonable given who I am and what I do. For a living, I don't go on tangents, but I could certainly convince someone that I do. And I've certainly made other people have to suffer through them in my presence. We're not quite at the rate of collecting people. Oh,
the same place we took our first swim ever, in this very place. We feel a growing sense of hope. We should put this in the diary. Sorry, it does seem that my fatigue is catching up with my reading comprehension skills just a tad. We'll make it work. We're gonna make it work as well as we can, and we're gonna get this to 1.5 meters pretty soon. Actually, I didn't even realize, but we are well over a meter as it is. There goes our watermelon. Unfortunately, we will reclaim many more watermelon. Is that a cow? Is that a cow, or it's a very small cow? I want the tiny cow. I have acquired the tiny cow. Speaking of which, Himalayan cows, Kiwi, they're the really cute brown fluffy cows. I love them. I love them so much. I remember we both talked about one day maybe owning a cow. Objectively speaking, we should not own a cow for just the novelty of owning a cow. No less than anyone else should own a pet for the novelty of owning a pet. You are in charge of a life and you should be responsible for it. Oh, what a nice Katamari. Very cool, very dashing. But now that you've come this far, we would love to have a much bigger, super nice Katamari. We'll leave you to your work then.
He does have a habit of saying, so that kid just clipped out the wall. Okay, I guess if maybe that's a secret wall and I can clip through it too. I'm not gonna risk it because we'll just lose things that we have accumulated. But anyway, so am I ever gonna talk about an N64 game? All right, let's start with what Nintendo 64 game did I objectively spend the most time on? Well, this should come as no surprise to you, Kiwi. It was Super Smash Brothers, the original. I got to show you the commercial for that game. Kiwi was not familiar with how unhinged 90s commercials were, particularly around video games for Nintendo. They were something special. I forgot how terrifying the commercial for Animal Crossing, the original Animal Crossing was. You should watch that. It definitely has axe murderer vibes, but the villager has always had axe murderer vibes, and it doesn't help that in Smash Ultimate, or well, I guess where did they come first? Smash 4. In Smash 4, they gave the villager a axe to attack people with. But I digress. The point I'm trying to make is those commercials were hilarious. Anyway, Smash 64. I went out of my way through the power of both my own consumed time as well as NPC run matches to get 10,000 kills against every character by every character. So what were there? There were, I want to say, the original 8 plus 4 more, so 12 characters altogether in that game. It may have been 16, but I think it was 12. So I had 10,000 kills on every character using every character. So that would have been like, oh my goodness, Kiwi, I can't do basic math, but whatever 10,000 times 12 times, I guess that would be 144,000 kills in that game plus, because I'm pretty sure Kirby who was my main in that game, was rapidly approaching at least 30k, if not 60k. I don't remember well enough. I just know it was some oh my goodness, that scream was incredible. It was approaching a horrendously concerning value. And I don't know if I feel pride or disgust over myself. It's probably an awkward mix of both. Maybe not disgust so much as just cringe. Like recognizing how much of my free time was spent on a single game with no merit other than see number go up, make brain go good. But Kiwi and I know very well that I love spending my time on RuneScape now, and it is much the same effect. And if I look at the time spent on RuneScape objectively, it has already reached over a year cumulative time. Like I don't mean I've been playing RuneScape for a year. I mean total time in the game. Can I not go back up this ledge once I've fallen down it? Hold on, I bet I can boost. Come on. Prince Rush, go. Go, 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 go. Keep going. There are so many goodies up here we need. Can I actually? No. Let me go. Let me go. I wonder if this is just based on a place in Japan and that's why it's in Sonic. I am rotating my body away from the, I can't get the camera to rotate. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, Katamari controls. They are not the way I want them to be sometimes. Here we go, let's try again. The camera is fighting me more than the ball. Okay, I give up. We're not going up there. And I keep rotating my body to try and rotate the camera while I'm moving the Katamari. This is not working. I feel like we are gonna severely underperform on this level, unfortunately, because of that, but there's just, I guess we either need to be better at doing the Prince Rush or just accept that I'm at max capacity of what I can pick up here, more or less, aside from a couple friends here or there. Acquire friends, grow in size. Maybe if I wonder if I get to 2.5, if not 3 meters, if I grow larger, and then I can more easily make it up there. I probably would have been fine if I had hooked myself on the wall there, but I just couldn't make it happen. Like, there was a little alcove I could have gotten locked onto. Have I not been this way before? This looks unfamiliar. Looks like 3 meters is probably the limit we need to reach to grow another round. I really am just, I guess because I'm tired and my brain is just like, I'm not moving the way I want, so I'm gonna move my body to move for the game, I guess?
Cute couple, nice roll up. Ah. Not as cute as I am the queen, though.
All right, I'm gonna try and go up this way because I clearly, actually, can I go over here now? This might have cleared out an area. Can't get through that wall, but this is an elevated area that we haven't been to before. I don't think we have anything. This, oh my goodness, the screams here are incredible. I don't see, oh, sound design in this game just makes me so happy, Kiwi. In the like uncanny valley, this is hilarious and unfortunate kind of way. Please, please, just roll. Go fast. Go fast. Go fast. Go. No, no, we can't get through the wall. Let me out. Let me out. I just have not learned how to Prince roll correctly. Oh, almost. Nah, I wonder if this just becomes an impassable wall after a little bit. Can I get through here? I don't think I can. Can I go through here? No. I'm just a little too small. I almost want to restart this level and try again and just get a little bit bigger here, but everything I hit just breaks things off of me. I don't see how I'm gaining another 0.4 meters. Unless that happens. I don't know what's happening. I am very stuck. I think this level is just over. I can't actually move.
You have 1 minute left.
Yeah, I do, and I'm not getting out of this. I am genuinely stuck. Kiwi, I think we're just gonna repeat this level. I'm a little frazzled. Actually, no, let's see what's new, and then we can backtrack to old levels afterwards, but I don't think I can get out of here. Okay, oh, Prince Rush did it. Prince Rush did the trick. Let's call it the Royal Rush, because Royal Rush sounds funnier. I can't pick these up, so like, what am I allowed to grab now? Oh, this was a rough... This level went really poorly, wow. We're on the downhill we're on the downhill stretch at this point. I'm getting stuck on everything. Man, collision in this game is a lot rougher than Katamari. We love Katamari. Is what it is. Maybe I can collect a couple other things before we completely write off. Feels like I've collected pretty much everything I can down here. I'm scraping for centimeters, which doesn't feel great. There was probably something I could have done that I just missed. Oh well.
Alrighty, that's it for time. We have a meeting to go to. We're zipping back to space now to have a space meeting. Royal Rainbow!
Kiwi. Royal Rainbow. Royal Rainbow!
2 meters, 65 centimeters, 0 millimeters. It's pretty big. We imagine it'll make a pretty star. If it were ours, we'd make it much, much bigger. You did that fast. You hit the goal awfully fast. That was fantastic. That was so speedy and so smart.
Maybe next time I stay in the starting area a little bit longer first, after all.
It will be a shooting star like boom. The thing that you collected the most of is vegetables. My, Earth really is full of things. We will now release it into the sky.
Town sweeper, collect stuff from the town. I cannot read it. The bottom right corner of my screen is cut off because I'm playing in not windowed, like 0 healthy. What? I don't know what that meant at all. All right, plot, let's go, plot. Hey, King of all Cosmos, this is fine. Oh, he's having an absolute panic attack. Oh, there's a top shell island already. Oh, there's top shell island already. I know I saw that huge guy. So the daughter there is absolutely aware of what's going on in the world, I think, because she can feel the cosmos, but Sun is having an absolute time. Anyway, all right, let's see what our next level is. Is it going to be Make a Star 6, or is there going to be another constellation? Make a Star 6. Make Corona Borealis. All right, Corona Borealis it is.
What is it? What is it? It still needs something. Is it our royal present? No, something more. Aha! Oh, yes. It's not gorgeous. This sky is not gorgeous at all. A starry sky, and it still manages to look shabby. It has none of the beauticious maximal gorgeousness of our crown.
Let's maximize our gorgeousness then. All right. I promise in the second half of the video, I am actually going to talk about N64 games a little bit more.
Oh, it's blinding. Amazing, amazing. The Earth looks amazing today. What's this? Crowns everywhere. We are super shocked, feeling super lucky. Let's roll them up before somebody shows up. The King Police, for example. Get as many as you can and make as crown-studded a Katamari as you can. We are gonna like run over living creatures and just penetrate them with crowns. For a beautiful constellation, for a super fab gorgeous sky. These crowns must belong to someone. There are just too many. If a likely person shows up, we'll make a gateway to the great cosmos. We will send them to the end of space and they'll never see it coming. And we will keep all the crowns for ourselves.
In the
meantime, we have 9 minutes. Hurry, pilfering prince.
All right, we're gonna go straight for this. Nice. Okay, anyway, so like I said, of course, Smash, to no one's surprise, was my most played game on the N64. But what after that? Probably Kirby and the Crystal Shards. I absolutely love that game. And I am really, really sad that subsequent Kirby games have never had fusion powers the way that 64 did. I feel like it's such an easy and fun and creative way to add a little bit more player agency to designing the way you play a level. And obviously there are just the objectively better power-ups. I feel like Forgotten Land got kind of close because they have the ability to upgrade the power-ups and potentially choose from which one you want to use. But I feel like overall, it doesn't scratch the itch nearly the way that Crystal Shards did. And I still think Crystal Shards mechanically holds up really well in today's day. Surprisingly, a lot of the early Nintendo 64 games did, honestly. The story was as simple as it could be. There's an evil entity possessing creatures, as Kirby games are known to do. You always need a reason to fight your friends, so possess them with the power of something completely cosmic horror-wise. But nonetheless, just simplicity of plot aside, because you don't usually go to Nintendo games for plot unless they're like unless they're, say, like Xenoblade or something of that nature. Nintendo very much had the ethos of make a game fun first and then worry about all the other bits second, which works in many ways, but does hurt them a little bit more in the modern age, I would argue. Regardless, I still can't pick up that dog, but I really want that dog. I guess we're gonna go back down to town. I feel like I just noticed there are a lot of, what are you guys? Dog pinatas or toy dogs? Okay. Very yappy toy dogs, mind you. I'm gonna acquire cats because why not? It's a mistake, Kiwi. Don't acquire cats. Hello, friends. Any crowns for Jeff? No? Okay, let's head down into the main body of town now. I think we've collected all we can. If I could make it through these gates. There we go. What other games? I feel like one game that does not get enough for appreciation and may actually be more disliked than I feel like my nostalgia will ever let me accept the reality of is Yoshi's... Is it Yoshi's Story? I'm blanking. I think it's, yes, it must be Yoshi's Story because Yoshi's Island is the original classic Yoshi game. So Yoshi's Story was a game all about collecting fruit rather than seeing to the end of a level. And so it didn't play like your typical platformer, but it was certainly a platformer. I remember that if you died, your Yoshis could potentially die a horrible death, and then their bodies would be harvested by the minions of Bowser Jr. I think it may have been just Bowser, but I think it was Bowser Jr. Because usually Bowser Jr. is the antagonist in Yoshi games. Whoever it was, I do remember that these like creepy flying creatures would just come up and pick you up and part off your remains to just a really sad dark area is effectively what it looked like. And maybe through the entire playthrough on the way to the final boss, there were like maybe 2 or 3 instances where you could reclaim a Yoshi that you lost, but generally speaking, you never got them back, and you would just see them slowly for context, Kiwi, the way your life system worked was you had different colored Yoshis. And so when you lost a life, one of your Yoshis would be kidnapped. And so the way the game showed you that you were slowly running out of lives was the Yoshis you could pick from to do your next run were dwindling, and every time a Yoshi died, they got dropped, I think, next to a pile of other, not quite deceased, but no longer playable Yoshi. It was rather alarming to me as a kid, to be honest, and I think rightly so. Just having a very visible representation of how poorly I'm doing, I suppose. I'm not a fan of this level, to be honest. It's very tight-knit and hard to comfortably accumulate things and navigate the level without potentially getting stuck or just bouncing off of walls. We've got 5 minutes left. It does feel like this game is way more generous with its time for the difficulties it offers, I suppose. Reroll, or We Love Katamari does actually have a lot more difficulty with timing for getting it per completion. That kid has a lovely crown. I need things to make me bigger, but I just can't seem to find things that I'm at the right size to pick up, which doesn't help me. Like, I think I'm the right size, and I'm just... Those cats have crowns when those cats have thighs to our star. There we go. Okay. There's another cat. Actually, there are several. Acquire cats, make money. Not sure how you make money off of cats. I probably wouldn't try it in the long run. Doesn't seem like a financially correct decision. Cat Cafe. There you go. That's how. Cat Cafe. Can I just wait here and collect this crown, perhaps, if this rises up? Doesn't seem like it wants to stick around for me. Oh, well. It feels like this game has contextually hiding items. Like, if you approach something too slowly, it just burrows underground or runs through a wall and disappears. All right, we should be big enough to grab some other things. You guys look really fancy. Who are you protecting, actually? I'm curious. Is it just an art exhibit? It's kettles. We have the FBI guarding kettles. Fascinating. All right, well, garbage bags will help us. Oh, it's King Garbage Bag. Excellent. So Yoshi's Story, absolute classic. Its soundtrack is a choice and a half. I just remember, I remember a song where it's just like this deep voiced guy just going, and you're like navigating the sewers to that music. It was a bit of a trip, to be honest. I also just, I really like the mechanic of having to collect fruit to complete a level. Because I mean, you know me, I love the concept of food, so why not celebrate a game with food where the not puzzle, but platforming goals are to acquire that. And once you acquired it 30 fruit, the level would automatically complete no matter where you were in the game. And there was basically a score attack sort of way to play the game. The goal was to get as many points as possible, which came from defeating enemies, but more so the fruit you collected, I think, primarily, and certainly the speed at which you collected it, I believe. Forgive me if I'm not quite right. He had his crown is on his butt. That's funny. Anyway, and so I do remember there were honeydew melons that gave you the most points, and exactly 30. So if you wanted to have the perfect run, you had to get all 30 honeydew melons that were in specific locations on the map, or in the level. I think if you got to the end of the level, you could backtrack to the beginning. They had like a teleporter type thing there. I may be mistaken about that memory, but I believe that was the case. And I definitely had to use that more than once, but I don't know. It just, there was something implicitly fun to me about the situation. Wow, quite the scream there, friend. I think we're getting a good number of crowns. I'm wondering what % of crowns we are at right now, because I know I proved from the last run that I'm not getting back up there now that I've done all this. Unless I get, maybe if I get to 3 meters and size up, I could do it, but that really begs the question of can I even reach that with this amount of time in this level setup? And I'm not feeling terribly confident, so we're just gonna focus on finding as many crowns as we can and trying to get our Fabu rating from the king. I think I'm unfortunately out of crowns though, so unless I find a secret crown somewhere, I'm not seeing anything convincing. But yeah, Kirby and the Crystal Shore is probably my favorite game on the N64 that I can remember. Yoshi's Story holds a very nostalgic part in my heart. And of course, Smash 64 is objectively the one that I spent the most time on, because of course it is. Oh, I can actually roll up this time. I couldn't before. It was really fighting me. All right, I wonder if something silly happened or if it was intentionally just they steepened it a little bit. I'm not sure of the circumstances, but I'm glad we made it up here so I can collect a couple more crowns. If only this giraffe would be willing to move. I can't actually get through here. I am stuck again. Okay, ooh, that giraffe's butt is huge and in the way. Real world problems, am I right? Definitely some real world problems, but I'm getting stuck on everything. I'm not convinced there are really any more crowns up here. I think I got them all before I went down. Oh well. We did rank up in size, so maybe there's something else I can grab back down that way. I'm not gonna reach there in time. There's a crown, there's a crown, there's a crown. Can't reach it, come on. Did I get it? I got it, okay, I got it. Plus 1 crown, we are at 76 crowns. I don't think we're gonna beat more than that.
Shoot, oh shoot, someone's coming. Oh, we can't open our eyes, it's too dazzling. Let's get the gorgeous rainbow back. Royal Rainbow.
Kiwi, 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 kiwi. Royal Rainbow.
Dazzling. 70 crowns. 70. What? 77 crowns. Astounding. No wonder we're dazzled. Well, it's something that they have such a lot of crowns. It's something that they have such a lot of crowns. Earth isn't a complete backwater. But there were more crowns. We saw them. Yes, we did with our very own eyes. All right, let's just release it into the sky.
Oh, and we got a crown present. Collector of crowns. Collect crowns. Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis. In this weather, at this time of year, at this place. Oh, I feel it. I feel the cosmos. Aurora Borealis is back on top. So romantic. All right, Kiwi, I'm losing my voice. It's time to call it a night. Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. In the next episode, if I remember what I'm talking about, we'll talk about more N64 games, like Hey You Pikachu and Super Mario 64, of course. Those are definitely two that I definitely have a lot of stories about. With all that said, though, thanks for watching. I love you. Sleep well, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully with a recovered throat.
Probably not.